Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I am going to announce the challenges for Got a Thing for Winter reading challenge. And if you don't know what that is, it is now a seasonal challenge I am doing for reasons, I don't know, I think it's fun. It started this year in the summer. There's 4 challengers for each month, so it's not like impossible to do, but also at the same time you might push yourself a bit and also read some things out of your comfort zone and things like that, I hope. I'm not the one making the challenges even, it's my best friend, so she can challenge me so that I cannot make it easy for myself and she can challenge me to read some things that I might not really want to read, but I definitely can learn from reading, etc. Not really. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I will leave all the challenges down below, so if you don't want to watch this video, you don't have to. You can just go down there and you can participate, and you don't have to participate. I'm really just doing this for fun, but I don't know, maybe it will help you pick your TBR. It's really odd for me to pick the books I'm gonna read 3 months in advance. I learned to deal with it. You can pick your reads closer to the date that you're gonna read them if you want to. I'm just not doing that because I'm making this video. The winter months are, as we know, December and January and February, so this will also go into the new year again. Super odd. I will do a wrap up of the books I read on my thoughts on them in 3 months, so look forward to that. The first challenge for December is called Subscribe to PewDiePie, and again, I'm not the one making the challenges. I'm laughing because it's funny. If you don't know, PewDiePie has posted book reviews on his channel. He posted it earlier this year and now also in November, where he reviews different books. And the challenge is to read one of these books that he has read. PewDiePie reads really different books from what I usually read, but he definitely reads books that I am interested in and even that I own, but really the only one that I have on my TBR right now he has reviewed in his videos. I don't know what more he has read that he hasn't reviewed in his video. Obviously he has read more than that, and that was Moby Dick, and Moby Dick is like 800 pages long or something, and I did not feel like reading that in December when I want to relax. So I purchased another book that he has read in his book reviews. And by the way, you don't need to sit and watch through all his videos if you do not wish to do so. I will post the titles of all the books he has mentioned in his book reviews down below in the description, so you can pick and choose from there. And if you don't want to read any of them, you can just skip this challenge. It's up to you. You don't even have to do the challenge. It's okay. PewDiePie likes a lot of Japanese authors and Japanese literature, which is like amazing because I am studying Japanese. I want to read more of it. I probably would have read things like this in the future. I'm planning to read a lot of the things he has picked up because it's things I heard about a long time, and yeah, I don't know, it was ultimately on my life TBR anyway. Anyways, the book I chose is The Sailor Who Fell from Grace with the Sea by Yukio Mishima. This is like a bit short novel. It's like less than 200 pages long, and he talked a lot about her in one of her videos, and I don't remember anything he said, but I just remember that this author intrigued me. I want to read her work, and picking up this book. I don't actually know what it's about, but it was really cheap and it also looked interesting, and I know that I have been interested in now for a while, so I just picked this one. We are dealing with it. I don't have my copy yet because I ordered it like the day I'm filming this, so I will read it when I get it. It will come here in December, so it's fine. That was a really babbling challenge for me. The next challenge is called Jingle Bells, Twilight Smells. I don't know, why are you making me say this on camera? Erica, my best friend, who made this. And that is to read either a Twilight book or a Harry Potter book. It's funny. This is your excuse to reread Twilight if you need it. I would actually love to reread Twilight, but I am choosing to read Harry Potter and A Prisoner of Azkaban, really, because every time I've gotten these illustrated editions, I am rereading Harry Potter, and I still have not read the 3rd one, which I got like last year for Christmas. So it is about time that I read it. It's a perfect time to read it, and since I don't have The Girl Who Fell from Grace with the Sea, if that was the title, oh my god, it's so long, I am gonna start with this. So like, I would just start December with Harry Potter. Yes, please. I'm holding it like this because it's heavy. So yeah, I'm reading the 3rd Harry Potter book. If anyone actually did this challenge, I would be really curious to actually know what you would want to do for this challenge. The next challenge is called Let It Go, wondering where that is from. And it is to read a classic fairy tale or a fairy tale retelling, but I chose a classic fairy tale just because now I had like the kick to actually read one. I am reading Alice Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll, which I still haven't read, so I should do that. This is like a bind-up where you get Alice in Wonderland and also Alice Through the Looking Glass, which is apparently 2 books. I didn't know this. Once upon a time in my life, I was unaware of these things. It's not long at all, so I think I will go through it pretty quickly, and it's of course a known story for me, and I watch movies and etc, etc, but I really do want to read a book, and now I have a perfect time to read it. It was either this or one of the books in the Lunar Chronicles, because they're all based on classical fairy tales. I just decided to go with this one. The 4th and final challenge for December is stay comfy, don't cry. It is to read a book where an animal is the main protagonist character. I chose If Cats Disappeared from the World by Genki Kawamura. For God of Thing for Autumn, I also read a novel by a Japanese author focused on cats, and I'm doing it again. And I picked this up because apparently it's recommended for people like the other one. I'm pretty sure that the cat is one of the main characters. It has to be. I am like so unsure right now, but the last book that I read, the story was told from the cat perspective. If I find out that this do not fit, because I usually like to go into my books really blind, so I don't actually know the specifics of each thing, even though I do have heard vague things about it and stuff, I will pick another book and you will see it in my wrap up or something. So yeah, I am reading this and we will hope it fits for the challenge. We are now in January, it's a new year, and the first challenge is called New Year, New Me, and it is to reread a book that you didn't like the last year. Which means the year of 2018, which we are still in. The challenge says, reflect on it. Why didn't you like it in the first place? Do you like it more after rereading it? So that's a quite interesting challenge. I argued with my friend. I was like, but I don't want to read a book I didn't like in a year after I read it. Then I can still remember why I didn't like it. And she was like, I know. That's the point. Well, I have 2 choices here, but I might change my mind about either of them. That's why I have 2 choices, because this was hard. We have One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus, and we have Unplanned by Wendy Spinell. So this I read for God of Thing for Autumn, so I feel stupid for reading it again for like the same thing-ish. I'm not sure about this one. And this one I read for Booktubeathon. It's not like I didn't like this one. I gave it like 3 stars, but it's more of a 2-star, I guess, now that it has been some time. The reason it's here is because I was so disappointed and so confused throughout this whole book, and I feel like I might read number 1, then read number 2, then read number 3, and then I can go back to this. So this might be the better choice. This one I just thought was bad or boring, so it will be either of those. And if I do decide either of those, I will probably pick up the audiobook, especially this one because I heard it's full cast. That's my 2 choices for now, leaning more to Unplanned, but we'll see. I need my phone here because the challenge is a bit long. The next challenge is called New Year's Resolutions, and it is read a book you wanted to read last year, but 2018 was over before you knew it, so you didn't find enough time to read it. And you can see the book there. I chose Strange to Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I know the year is not over, but I just know that I will not be able to read this. But if I somehow do, I will just change the book. Like, any of these books might be subject to change, just saying. I am horrible at making TBRs. But most likely I will not get to this one just because I want to prioritize some other reads this last month that's coming now. I'm really happy that this challenge is here so I can finally pick this book up. So we will see. The 3rd challenge for January is Fireworks, and it is to read a book with a shiny cover or colored edges. And I chose Girls of Paper and Fire because I have the Fairlight edition and it has colored pink edges, which is really nice. And I have heard just so many good things about this now, and now I'm really curious, and I really want to read it now. This is about a girl who is fighting for survival by becoming the consort of the king, and I think it's an Asian inspired fantasy, its own voices, and also I heard there's an FF romance in it, so I clearly need to get to this really soon, and now I am going to in January, which is not that long until. And the last challenge for January is called Death Month, and it is to read a book where the main character's parents or guardians are dead or dies in the novel. I mean, I feel like I should explain the background for this challenge, but it's like, it's sort of like horrible and tragic, and yeah. The challenge sets the reasoning behind the title for the challenge and the challenge itself. That's actually all there is to it. You can think towards the answer yourself. Going forward and talking about the book I finally chose for this challenge, because I was struggling so hard finding a protagonist where the parents are dead or dies, because it's like spoilers, right? So you don't actually know if they die in the book. And if the parents are announced dead, do you know how many times they come back to life in novels? And especially YA, like they are like the secret daughter or son to a king or a queen or whatever, and then the parents are suddenly alive again, or one of them, but only one of them needs to be dead though. But still, it's really common. Point is, the book I chose was Legend by Maria Lu, and I read on a Wikipedia article that the main character's parents, June, died in a mysterious car accident. Are they really dead? I don't care. We are announcing them dead now, and if they come back to life, it's not my fault, okay? It's not my fault. I have not read this. This is like a quite old now YA dystopia, and it was really popular. It still is really beloved, and I know a lot of people enjoy it, and I have had it for like 3 years or something, and I still haven't read it. So it's time for me to pick this up and enjoy it, and it's not long at all, and I think I would just fly through this, and I'm really excited to finally read something by Maria Lu, because I own like almost all of her novels. And I am intrigued. Nice pick. We are now in February and the last month for the challenge, and the challenge is called Forever Alone, and it is to read a diverse LGBT plus book. By diverse, my best friend meant that she wanted people to find books about people of color in the LGBT community, not just white people. But of course, if you can find a read like that, then just choose an LGBT plus book that you know of that you want to read. But yeah, I hope you got my point here. I chose Darius the Great is Not Okay by Abid Khorram. Sorry about the name butcher. This is about Darius who goes to Iran for the summer, which is a part of a family that's never really been that known to him, and it's about finding himself, and it's also under the LGBT genre. I just don't exactly know who or whom that this concerns, which sounds like super bad research, but really I want to read and experience this book for myself. I don't want to read about everything through it. People have said it's just a beautiful, heartwarming, felt story, and I'm really excited to see it, and a book not just set in America. So it just sounds like a stunning and beautiful read, and I hope this fits well for the challenge as well. The next challenge is called Hon ga Hoshi, which is Japanese, and it means I want a book basically, or I want books, so that's me. It is to read a hype book from last year, the year meaning 2018, because we are now in February. The hype book that I chose is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I wanted to read this year, but I know I won't be able to because, again, gonna prioritize some other things. This has been like one of the most hyped books in the YA community this year, and I think I'm gonna love it and enjoy it a lot, and I'm looking forward to read it in February, which seems like such a long time until, but it's fine. The next challenge is called Shunka Shuto, which is like 4 kanjis in Japanese, and every kanji is the kanji for each of the 4 seasons. It's a bit hard to explain, but it basically means all 4 seasons, sorta. And the challenge itself is to read a book that represents either spring, summer, autumn, or winter on the cover or in the synopsis. I chose The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. This is really summery, and it's like sunny, and it's sun in the title, so it's a summery book. and it fits the challenge. And I haven't read it yet and I really want to, and I think I'm just gonna have such a good time. And I heard so many great things. It's about Natasha, who's gonna be like deported the next day, and she meets Daniel and they fall in love in like one day. So yeah, it's also coming like in the movies soon, so I feel like I should read it soon. Soon as in February. The fourth and final challenge for February is called Game of Thrones. And the challenge is to reread or read a book from A Song of Ice and Fire series before the last season arrives. And no, it's not premiering in April. It's premiering in like the summer, but you need a long time to read A Song of Ice and Fire book. So really, it's a kindness that the challenge comes in February. I've been planning to reread Game of Thrones for a long time now. It doesn't fit in anywhere. So I'm obviously gonna read a Game of Thrones. And the reason I wanted to reread is because the first time I read it in Norwegian. So I'm tainted, joking. I want to actually read the series in English and also have these beautiful illustrated editions which has beautiful illustrations in it. I think I'm going to read the rest series on Kindle because I don't want to hold the book actually because it's so big. But this I want to experience holding with these beautiful illustrations. So I'm really happy that and now we'll do it. The fact that this is like a challenge to read this enormous book in 1 month. Good luck to all of you watching, but the challenge itself is to read before the last season, so you have a good time. It's okay if you don't finish in February. That was all the challenges for Got a Thing for Winter. I hope I made sense. I will of course leave all the challenges down below as I said. All the PewDiePie book reviews, books that he has read will be down below as well, and you will see me soon in a new video. I hope you join me. Leave comments down below if you do and tell me which books you read, or you can tag me on Twitter. I never promote my Twitter, but I feel like this is a thing that people will talk about on Twitter. I'm thankfulthings on Twitter if you want to talk about the challenge. Goodbye! Have a nice day and choose your books well.